The neighborhood unit is the next chapter of my book, Only God is Good. I will read Hebrews chapter 13, verse 1 through 3. Keep on loving one another as brothers and sisters. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing so uh, some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. Continue to remember those in prison as if you were together with them in prison, and those who are mistreated as if you yourself were suffering. The next chapter I will read from is Judges chapter 2, verse 10 in the NIV. After that whole generation had been gathered to their ancestors, another generation grew up who knew neither the Lord nor what he had done for Israel. So when I read those chapters, some of the things that I think about and relates to neighborhoods. There was a time when neighborhoods raised children, and even if you had a broken family and that maybe didn't have food or proper guidance, your neighbor lent you a helping hand in raising your children. There was a code of respect that existed in communities where young people respected older people. I remember as a kid, when I used to do some bad things like other kids did, but we hid those things from adults, and we did them behind closed doors. If we did them around other adults in the neighborhood, it would get back to our parents, and we would be disciplined. Sometimes even the adults would discipline us, our neighbors, before we even got to our parents, and then our parents would discipline us. So we would get disciplined by both. Um, you know, I remember growing up. My aunts, uncles, everybody, family, friends, everybody had to turn, whooping my butt. So people in the neighborhood, they cared that kids were being guided and raised in the correct way, and played an important part, and that played an important part in raising kids. The neighborhood raised the kids, and the kids respected adults. This was all done to keep kids learning and to guide them towards the will of God. As kids, you don't have a lot of understanding, and adults were trying to give you more understanding so you could grow into the Lord. Now we see neighbors don't even know each other's name, hardly speak to each other. The kids do all sorts of bad things, not only in front of other adults, in the neighborhood, but they also do it in front of their own parents. They sit up, roll a joint, and smoking weed in front of their parents, or cursing in front of their parents. All this foul mouth language and things that they're doing. So it's crazy how it is today. Families don't have a man and a woman in the household. You have a lot of single parents. Seems to be a lot of the norm nowadays. Some kids are even raising themselves. Everybody is so busy minding their own business that no one is teaching the kids the business of God. Kids are becoming more selfish because love is not the foundation of the neighborhood. It's a what's in it for me kind of world. There's no respect for elders in the neighborhood. Kids don't, even have respect for themselves. 5 minutes of fame on social media has become our neighborhood. TV has become our neighborhood. Kids on the corner have become our neighborhood. The internet has become our neighborhood. Everything except the love and understanding of God has become our neighborhood. The church family is in high demand, but when you go to church sometimes, the church family is too busy gossiping instead of really focusing on building up the true spirit of what the family is supposed to be. People are phony in the love that they show you. In church, they come off as kind and loving, but behind closed doors, they don't live their creed. They're talking about each other. They're angry with each other. If we are to make a better world, we have to start in the community and be the change that we want the world to become by being a living example of walking a righteous path and guiding others in the community down that same path. We have to be each other keeper, brothers keepers. We have to help each other out. We have to love each other in the community and help each other. Be a good neighbor. God bless.